Now, going over to the Cultural Pod podcast, you have a California judge saying that you must respect this inmate's pronouns. This inmate being a biological man who, again, cover your ears if you have children listening to the show. Let them walk outside the room or, decrease that sound button for a second. You have a biological man raping women in women's prison, and judge is saying, well, you have to respect this piece of shit. Pardon the French. But, yeah, respect? F no. That human scum should, in my opinion, get the death penalty for committing sexual assault. And, yeah, just really disgusting. But that is the culture of California. There are people who vote for these judges. They get voted in every single day in California. But let's dive into the article. Now, this comes to us thanks to Libs of TikTok, which she says, quote, a California judge who was appointed by Gavin Newsom, ruled that a male criminal who raped women in a women's prison must be referred to with she, her pronouns. Unreal, which is also how this human scum gets placed into these prisons, which, again, are a lot safer for him, but not for all the women in there, as this is not just common sense, but as we've seen evidence right here.
A convicted criminal who served time at the women's prison in Chowchilla is charged with raping fellow inmates. A Madera County judge says Tremaine Carroll must be referred.
I guess we'll have to say allegedly. Although, how many other options are there in terms of how many? Yeah.
To with she, her pronouns. But the district attorney is pushing back because the 52-year-old Carroll is a biological male, and the decision could impact the pursuit of justice. Court records show Carroll was convicted in Los Angeles County in 1993 for aggravated kidnapping for the purpose of ransom or to commit another crime. Carroll is now serving time in a men's prison as this rape case moves forward.
Action News reporter Brianna Willis spoke with the district attorney about the potential impact of the pronoun ruling.
A Madera County judge ruled this week 52-year-old state prisoner Tremaine Carroll must be referred to with she, her pronouns because Carroll identifies as a woman. But the district attorney believes the defendant is abusing the system.
This is a person who's not a woman in any sense of the word.
I have to take a picture of this. This is a very rare instance in history. We have someone in California with common sense. I'm shocked. I have to send this person a thank you card or maybe perhaps a little award that you would buy at a Party City, although they're now bankrupt. But yeah, common sense in California, I'm actually pretty impressed.
In March, DA Sally Moreno charged Carroll for rape allegedly committed while incarcerated at the Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla.
After his first cellmate became pregnant and was moved to Los Angeles.
How is he still alive? How has he not been prosecuted? How have they not brought the death penalty against him for this? They should.
Two other cellmates of his complained that he had raped them. So we have filed
what?
Rape charges against this inmate.
Moreno says the ruling regarding pronouns impacts her ability to prosecute the case.
This is a particular issue in this case because it's confusing to the jury. In California, rape is a crime that has to be accomplished by a man.
Supervising Deputy DA Eric Dutemple says it's also unfair to the victims.
It's just absolutely insane that a victim would have to get on the stand and police their pronouns and their usage when trying to recite one of the most scariest times in their lives.
Carroll was allowed to serve time in a women's prison despite being a biological male because of Senate Bill 132, the Transgender Respect Agency and Dignity Act, which took effect in 2021. It allows inmates to be housed with the gender they identify as. The CDCR website points out state law prohibits discrimination based on gender identity.
There's no psychological evaluation that needs to be done. This person doesn't need to be on cross-gender hormones. They don't need to be signed up for transgender surgery. They don't even need a significant psychological evaluation regarding gender confusion. The mere statement is enough.
The CDCR has since relocated Carroll to Salinas Valley State Prison for men.
Good.
We reached out to CDCR about the case. They sent us a statement about Senate Bill 132, adding that they thoroughly investigate all allegations of sexual abuse, but they do not comment on cases in current litigation. Moreno says Carroll fired the defense attorney handling the case and has chosen to move forward with self-representation in court. Carroll's next court date is set for January 14th.
Well, at least that last part is good because, statistically speaking, when you self-represent yourself in a court of law, on average, doesn't turn out so great for you. For better or worse, that's usually how the averages work out. So, in theory, this piece of scum should be in prison for a long time. If ever there's a use case, again, is a debate in terms of, cruel and unusual punishment, but in terms of solitary confinement, can't but think, yeah, maybe throw him in solitary confinement for 50 years. Maybe let him, I guess, open the door. Oh, maybe open the door once a day to put some food in there. Maybe McDonald's. No, what's the worst punishment of all? Okay, so, expired McDonald's, and he has to watch The View every day. Of all the punishments I could think of who would deserve it, he'd be one of them. Imagine your cellmate being and again, he was a big old guy. It's not like he's a petite little, like, he has some muscle mass to him. Imagine your cellmate's that, and you're a woman. I mean, that sounds like the definition of cruel and unusual. And yet, there are people saying, oh no, it's okay. It should be allowed. It should be tolerated. He should be respected. Needless to say, I think this video just got a strike on the YouTube, which is why you should always watch a Rumble, the only site that is really about free speech. Because, yeah. Now, this was pretty viral, though. I think it should have went more viral. Got about 250,000 views and 8,000 likes. And one of the first comments comes from Gunther Eagleman, who says, quote, liberalism is a mental illness, getting 472 likes. Paul Zupa also says, quote, that California judge should be indicted. Didn't the same judge put that man into a woman's prison, getting 101 likes? Wait, let's make 102. Going down more and more, you have Wyant Science saying, quote, the hardest part of parenting has become protecting kids from Democrats. Getting 84 likes, which, as if you needed yet, what is this, reason number 8,758,435,703 reason not to live in California. And again, I understand the women in these prisons are criminals. They've been prosecuted. They're sent there. But still, of all the things I can contemplate in terms of cruel and unusual punishment, forcing you to have a male inmate, yeah, I would say that's cruel and unusual. That's terrible. And I got 84 likes. Let's make it 85. Let's see. David Sullivan, I do respect his pronouns. His pronouns are prosecute Fauci. Says, quote, worst thing that's happened to California is a picture of Gavin Newsom. It says, quote, well, it's Photoshop. Magazine says, failure of the year, loser magazine, which he did win the accolade of having the #1 sales of U-Hauls. There are so many U-Hauls that actually left California that they ran out, which had never happened in the U-Haul company history. And again, they've been around for, I believe, over half a century, and they're, what was it, a $4 billion a year company, very successful. And yet, so many people left California because of his policies that, yeah, they ran out of inventory, which, again, would never happen in a great place like Texas, but nevertheless. I think I know one person who's left Texas in the past couple of years. That's it. Good place to be, but I'm biased, obviously. Going on more and more. Time Traveler Dog says, thanks to this jerk, and it's Gavin Newsom, well, AI cartoon of him says, Gavin Newsom, worst California governor ever, getting 18 likes. So perhaps I should be appreciative since so many of the businesses that he alienated with his overregulation and punishments, well, they've come to great places like Texas. So yeah. Yeah, one more. The New York Coast has a picture of, a Photoshop picture of Trump writing "New Scum" on Gavin Newsom's forehead with a Sharpie. They got 38 likes. So, and yet there's a lot of people in California who think this is a good thing to have, because again, this is a biological man who identifies as woman, and they say you should respect his pronouns and let him go wherever he wants in terms of a prison facility. But let me know what your thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you can click that button, I really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.